What if I told you that improving just 1% each day would make you 37 times better in a year? Not 37% better, 37 times better. This isn't magic or marketing hype. It's mathematics. And it's the foundation of what we call the 1% rule. Whether it's your health, wealth, or happiness, tiny, consistent actions can lead to massive success. Stick around to learn how the 1% rule can reshape your future, one small step at a time. The 1% rule, how small changes lead to massive success. When we think of success, we often picture big breakthroughs or overnight transformations. But in reality, lasting success is built on small, consistent improvements. The 1% rule is all about focusing on tiny, manageable actions that, when compounded over time, lead to extraordinary results. Today, we'll explore why this works and how you can apply it to your everyday life. The 1% rule suggests that small, consistent improvements compound over time to produce remarkable results. It's not about radical change. It's about the power of tiny gains accumulated day after day, week after week, month after month. Today, we're exploring how this principle works, why it's so effective, and how you can apply it to transform virtually any area of your life, from health and learning to productivity and personal finance. By the end of this video, you'll understand why many of the world's top performers focus on small daily improvements rather than dramatic breakthroughs, and how you can do the same. The mathematics of compound improvement. Let's start with the math, because the numbers tell a compelling story. If you improve by just 1% each day for 1 year, the compound effect is remarkable. 1.01365 or 37.78. That means you'll end up nearly 38 times better than when you started. Conversely, if you get 1% worse each day for a year, you'll decline to nearly zero, 0.99365 or 0.03. That's a 97% decline. This mathematical reality reveals something profound about human potential. Success isn't about making dramatic leaps forward. It's about the power of compound improvement. The challenge is that compound growth isn't linear. In the beginning, the results are almost imperceptible. This valley of disappointment is where most people give up, not realizing they're just steps away from the exponential curve taking off. The most powerful results come after you've already been consistent for months or even years. This explains why overnight success is usually years in the making. The psychology of why small changes work. Small changes work because they bypass our brain's natural resistance to change. Our brains evolved to conserve energy and avoid potential threats, including the discomfort of new habits. When we attempt massive changes, our brain's threat detection system activates, creating resistance. But tiny changes are non-threatening. They fly under this radar. Small changes also provide frequent wins, releasing dopamine, the brain's reward chemical, which reinforces the behavior. This creates a positive feedback loop that makes consistency easier. Each time you perform a small habit, you strengthen the neural pathways associated with that behavior. Over time, these pathways become so efficient that the behavior becomes automatic, requiring little to no willpower. This is why small changes are sustainable, while dramatic overhauls often fail. They don't deplete your limited willpower reserves. When change feels easy, you're much more likely to stick with it. Real-world examples. The 1% rule in action. In 2003, the British cycling team had a mediocre performance. Then Dave Brailsford became performance director and introduced what he called the aggregation of marginal gains, the 1% rule in action. Brailsford looked for 1% improvements everywhere: slightly better nutrition, minor adjustments to bike seats, testing different massage gels for faster recovery, even teaching riders proper hand-washing techniques to reduce illness. The result: British cyclists won 178 world championships, 66 Olympic gold medals, and captured 5 Tour de France victories in the following decade. All from focusing on tiny 1% improvements. Author James Clear popularized this concept further in his book, Atomic Habits. Clear notes that success is rarely the result of dramatic one-time changes. Instead, it comes from the compound effect of hundreds of small decisions and tiny habits. As Clear puts it, success is the product of daily habits, not once-in-a-lifetime transformations. We see the same principle in financial success. Warren Buffett built his fortune not through get-rich-quick schemes, but through consistent, long-term investing. The majority of his wealth came after his 50th birthday, the result of decades of compound growth. Applying the 1% rule, practical areas. Now, let's explore how to apply the 1% rule to transform different areas of your life. Health and fitness. Forget extreme diets and punishing workout regimens. Instead, focus on walking 100 more steps each day, drinking 1 more glass of water, adding 1 vegetable to your dinner, sleeping 10 minutes earlier. These tiny changes don't require willpower or dramatic lifestyle shifts, but they compound into remarkable health improvements. Learning and skill development. Want to master a new skill? Forget the 10,000-hour rule for now. Just focus on tiny daily practice. Read 1 page of a book. Practice an instrument for 5 minutes. Learn 3 new vocabulary words. Write 1 paragraph. Consistency trumps intensity. 5 minutes daily beats 5 hours once a month. Productivity and work. In your professional life, look for tiny efficiency gains. Organize your workspace for 2 minutes before starting. Eliminate 1 minor distraction. Improve 1 template or process. Learn 1 keyboard shortcut. These small improvements compound into significant productivity gains over time. Relationships. Even relationships benefit from the 1% rule. Send 1 thoughtful message. Ask 1 meaningful question. Express gratitude for 1 thing. Practice active listening for 5 minutes. Small, consistent investments in relationships yield profound connections over time. Implementation strategies, making it work. Understanding the 1% rule is one thing. Implementing it is another. Let's explore practical strategies to make this approach work in your life. Strategy 1. Habit stacking. Attach your new 1% improvement to an existing habit. For example, after brushing your teeth, do 1 push-up. After pouring your morning coffee, read 1 page. After sitting down at your desk, write 1 sentence. This technique, called habit stacking, uses existing neural pathways to establish new habits more easily. Strategy 2. Environment design. Make your environment conducive to your 1% improvements. Want to eat healthier? Put fruit at eye level in your refrigerator. Want to read more? Place a book on your pillow. Want to exercise? Sleep in your workout clothes. When your environment supports your goals, willpower becomes less necessary. Strategy 3. Measurement and tracking. What gets measured gets improved. Track your 1% efforts daily. Use a habit tracking app. Mark an X on a calendar. Keep a simple journal. Tracking creates accountability and provides visual evidence of your consistency. It also helps you see progress when results aren't yet visible. Strategy 4. Focus on systems, not goals. Instead of obsessing over goals, focus on creating systems that make 1% improvements automatic. Goals are about the destination. Systems are about the journey. When you have the right systems in place, the goals take care of themselves. Overcoming obstacles. When the 1% rule gets. Of course, implementing the 1% rule isn't without challenges. Let's address the most common obstacles. Obstacle 1. Impatience. The most significant challenge is that results aren't immediately visible. The early stages of compound growth appear flat, leading many to give up before the exponential curve kicks in. Remember, the most powerful results come after you've already been consistent for months or years. Trust the process, even when progress seems slow. Obstacle 2. Inconsistency. Consistency is crucial for the 1% rule to work. Missing occasional days isn't fatal, but frequent breaks prevent the compound effect from taking hold. The solution. Make your daily improvements so small that it's almost impossible to skip them. Can't read a chapter? Read a page. Can't do 30 minutes of exercise? Do it just for 1 minute. Obstacle 3. The plateau effect. Eventually, any improvement approach will hit plateaus. This is natural and expected. When this happens, look for new areas for 1% improvements. The key is to keep finding fresh opportunities for tiny gains, even as some areas stabilize. Conclusion: small changes, massive success. The 1% rule isn't flashy. It doesn't promise overnight transformation or instant results. What it offers instead is something far more valuable: sustainable, inevitable success through the power of compound improvement. As you leave this video, I challenge you to identify one tiny improvement you can make today, not tomorrow, not next week. Today, remember, you don't need to be perfect. You don't need dramatic overhauls. You just need to be slightly better than yesterday. Small changes. Massive success. That's the power of the 1% rule. If you found this valuable, please hit like and share it with someone who needs encouragement. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights on personal growth and success. What's your 1% improvement today? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching.